order for a higher golden TV GH subscribe like na share and family yenina yenim say the national team and a senior national team na ko piem ewo Austria omo ya hoboabo e de aboa yenkofa case back mienu bi ansa na mako piem o US na FIFA World Cup na eba so no omo etimi akobom homode na no na ahoboa kwanya match na ebeba so coach no the formation bibia yen senior journalist ba ko po Ghana ha nyina yen papa ye ka sports nyina yen papa yen na yen bibia Kwabena Yeboah obobo ansam no nyina no abopo ne tofa wo bra no oni don sama twetwe nkomo wo Angel FM Kumasi nti no yen no mayen bonrem yen kohwe nsem ahodo a waka ene ahoboabo a national team no aya omode kwakohia Austria man no ochina
Therefore, the SWAG president, Mr. Kwabena Yeboah, and a chicken como. The writer, boy, kakrai, time no, it is a game nankasa, a brebe bonono, or horn and a Ghana.
You know, Ghana 1 hour behind us. So, 5 p.m. here, and I'll confirm at the time. I don't want to mislead you,
okay.
But around 5 p.m., which will be like 4 in Ghana.
Okay.
That is on Friday.
Yeah.
On Friday. And I think the conditions will be fine. I mean, around that.
Okay. Right now, Austria, to say, Nkomo Koso, se mu pia bontia, among for card game, no one semana, especially a preparation game. The last but one game for their national team before so mobile call the World Cup no. Say na euphoria ni city or Austria or more kanwasem.
You know, the truth of the matter is that Austria is a very, very quiet country. I told you the other time that the entire country, a population of under 10 million, 9 something million people. The Vienna, which is the capital of the country, has a population of 2.9 million. So it's a quiet, so you don't see that buzz around the city as you would expect if the game was being played in Ghana. I'm sure by now all radio stations are talking about this particular match. Having said that, our feedback is that tickets are already sold out. If the feedback I'm getting right, that the tickets are sold out. So it is not something that you see in the city with flags flying all over the place and everybody talking about the match. We've had a few visits from some of the Austrians, a few visits from their FA. And let me put it on record. We've been extremely courteous. The FA have been very, very gentlemanly, treating the team the way you expect the team to be treated with such decorum, with such reverence. So everything is on course. But you don't see that kind of buzz around. Probably, for example, if the game was being played in London, for instance, with the kind of passion that they have for the game of football, you would see a number of fans already wearing this, talking about it. The newspapers flooded with the match. It is not the same from what I have witnessed. That is going to say that the game would be well patronized. I think it will be very, very well patronized, but you don't see that buzz.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that at least on the day, the number will be there and the stadium will close. I'm confident about that.
Mm. Right, all can say information I got on the corrector. Or to say is sold out. Say in Sapel Stadium or the over 50,000 capacity. I am.
That is the information I'm gathering.
Wow.
Let me say, I've not spoken to the FM representative who has been with the team.
Okay.
The information I gathered was from one of the fans who visited us in camp, who told us that already tickets were sold out.
Okay.
I do not want to put anything that I cannot really authenticate. That is the way we do it. Something I cannot authenticate. I don't want to endorse that. God willing, tomorrow I'll have the opportunity of speaking to the FA member with the team And I think I can give you a definitive answer as to how many tickets have been sold so far and how many fans we expect at the stadium. But you should know that Austrians love their football. They love their national team. And especially since this is a World Cup preparatory match, you would expect that they will give it all the attention. And they have so much respect for the players.
Yeah.
And after the draw, especially because Ghana was drawn against England, already a lot of people know Ghana. But because they were drawn against England, everybody is talking about the Ghana-England game. And Ghana has become a topical subject on the list of football fans around the world. So there is so much respect for the Ghana team. And again, for what Antoine Semenyo is doing at City, he's become a household name around the world. And in Austria, everybody is talking about Antoine Semenyo. So I'm confident that they're giving the match all the seriousness that it is. A lot of people will come to the stadium. I don't think they're taking this match lightly at all. This is a World Cup friendly, a build-up to the World Cup. And there is a way these matches boost the confidence of the players. And that is why some of them don't take it like that at all. So they are giving it all the attention and all the seriousness that it deserves. I'm very, very confident of that. But let me quickly say that our team, today's training session, was not as intensive as what happened yesterday. I'm not too sure what is going to happen tomorrow, but today was about set pieces. And if you see the marriage and the confidence and the telepathy between the coaches, indeed, when a number of coaches were added to the technical team to work with Rotor, I asked a few questions about the numbers, and I was questioning who carried that out by now. And but today I had a clear view of why these technical men were added to the team and the kind of respect they have for each other. So, for example, they have two of those technical people who are experts in set pieces. So this evening, they spent all the time about set pieces. And then there is another coach who has been deployed for defensive duties. So the first 20 minutes or so of the training session today, one of the coaches took them through defensive drills. And then after that, the other two from Belgium took them through set pieces. They spent a lot of time on set pieces. Before that, for the warm-up, there are two technical people from England who took them through the physical drills. So it's an amazing combination. When you don't see that kind of friction, Otto understands clearly that clarity of thought as to what everybody has to do on the field of play. And so there's no friction at all. We do know Otto is the head coach, but everybody knows precisely what to do on the field of play. So this evening was basically about set pieces and defensive drills.
Okay. And that's a set pieces. No, say more say about part of the game because we had the likes of Manchester United, and the Arsenal, the likes of Nicola Jova, ne Andrea Johnson, omo nyina no ababe wram as coaches omo boanti the understanding keke kra say who say set pieces in so a part of the game. I think they're right going forward no boy in a World Cup.
Absolutely.
Free kick near there.
Absolutely. You hit the nail. Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head because Austria team is a Arsenal, for instance. If you take the number of goals they've scored from set pieces, if you tell the importance of set pieces, and set pieces become more relevant and important against the backdrop that the game has become so compact that scoring goals through open play sometimes become very difficult. And a lot of teams have practiced defensive systems so much that it is always very difficult scoring goals in normal play. So when I say normal play, like through open play. So set pieces become very, very, very important. And I guess there's a reason we have 2-3 experts in that arena. And today we saw a lot of I was amazed as I watched the set pieces training sessions.
Okay.
And as Jordan was one who was taking a lot of the kicks, and he had means of communicating with the attackers, and I was really, really thrilled.
Okay.
I never need to go through drills, and so it'd been amazing. But I want to believe that tomorrow they'll have the last training session.
Okay.
Not too sure what is going to what they're going to do tomorrow. They've returned to the hotel, had their dinner, and they will retire to their room. So everybody is resting as we speak.
Okay. Right. But three experts, such pieces, and I think that you will more or be making sure say ye effective and will be so making sure ye defend it. And I say just to effect the kicking one.
But in my earlier submission, I explained that the first 20 minutes, one of those experts took them through the defensive drills.
Great.
Regarding how to defend those set pieces, the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Before the two others took them through the offensive drills. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think there's total clarity. And what I really admired was the fact that Otto, as the head coach, just observed, stayed back, did not get involved, did not interfere with all that.
Okay.
Before that, the goalkeepers trainers also did their own work. But yesterday, when we had a conversation, we did indicate that, getting through the training sessions, whether I'll have any idea of who are likely to be the starters for Friday's game. I believe, God willing, tomorrow after the session, it will be obvious to me who are likely to be the starter. We're going to have a conversation about that tomorrow, God willing.
Right, the supercharger. Yeah, that's it. Now, baby, I know say play anana or hit free kicks, no names, set pieces, no name. Why Jordan ana?
It was Jordan who was how do you call it? So different angles. So they did a few of those set pieces from the corner kick, and Jordan was the one effecting it.
Okay.
And interestingly, you don't normally you find, especially from the corner kick, they are all into the 18. That is what I saw today. There were just a few balls high into the 18, but there were no balls also low, depending on what the drill that they had gone through. And then also from behind the 18, Jordan was defending it, but not direct free kicks towards the goal. It was all into the 18, but different angles to the 18 with players positioning themselves depending on how the kicks were being effected. Okay. And it was something, a spectacle to behold.
Writer, a spectacle to behold. No, or the bro back Writer, that's going forward. No, yeah, quite method, ne strategies. Ebe faso ebe effective kicks. No, going forward. Yen timi man for mama hell. Yen timi opinion to the public. A bedroom maybe no. I say yes you.
But Sama, you should know that nobody was at a training session.
Okay.
Otto doesn't open its training to the members of the public. No, no. Behind closed doors.
At the tournament stage, you know. Report.
That's the point I'm making, that I always close to the public.
Okay.
Close to journalists, close to the public. Okay. So it's not something that Obehu Ade Omoyena Wabeteki whatever. But everything is behind closed doors.
With the exclusive part. Right, Anna, also Ralph Rondick, and a manager the Austria national team, and so a German train. Otto and Rondick, they say, and Shadanya, you may be a bad thing. So, a German for.
Quite interesting. As we watched our training session, somebody drew my attention to the fact that there were 3 languages on the field of play. Because quite a number of the players, a few of them spoke French, a few of them spoke German, and a few of them spoke English. So, multicultural. But at the end of the day, some of my views about coaching are a little controversial. I don't hold the normal view, as everybody goes. My view about coaching is that the coach will do whatever he has to do. It's important regarding his team selection. It's important regarding how he deploys his team and what system he has in play. At the end of the day, the players on the field of play determines what happens. If on a good day a player kicks a free kick and he goes straight to the net, the coach is made to look very good. If on another day they have a penalty and the regular taker flaps the lines, the coach is made to look very bad. So the coach will do whatever they have to do, but that's important to the extent that they have to get their selection right. So for a team like Ghana's team, where everybody is playing so well as we speak at training sessions, the coach would have to strain his brain and to understand who would make his final 11. Now, the difficulty for a number of the coaches is that there are some of the players who excel at training sessions, but not necessarily excel in matches. And there are others who may be unconvincing during training sessions, but in the real match, they're extraordinary. And I'll give you a classic example. I had the privilege of joining the team to Madagascar when we played against Madagascar away. And I realized that the manager of the side had dropped Kudus Mohammed. And I was shocked. And the reason I was shocked was that I knew that Kudus was our talisman. I mean, he was the heartbeat of the team. And the coach had dropped him. I saw him training with the reserve side. And I was with the vice president of the FA, Maccabi, and I remember complaining to him. So Kudus was kept on the bench and brought into the match a few minutes to the end of the game. So after the game, I wanted the coach for him to explain to me, and his explanation was that he wasn't convinced about Kudus training a day before. And I was like, man, Kudus is your talisman. You're not going to use one training session to judge it. So that is the difficulty many coaches have. There may be players, and when we're kids, we call those players training players. So a coach or a manager has a difficulty having that sense of discernment to know that there may be certain players who will not necessarily do the full work during training sessions, but in matches, they are excellent. You know, on the international scene, players like Romario, players like Ronaldinho were not excellent during training sessions, but in real matches, they were always the best players. So I guess that would be one of the difficulties maybe Otto may be facing, because from training, everybody's playing so well. But since Timo is just a workaholic, absolutely incredible. Thomas Partey may not have the physicality, but his passing is absolutely brilliant. It's going to be difficult dropping someone like Alexander Chiku from the training sessions that I've had and from the games that we've seen him play. Brilliant. And yesterday I spoke about Patrick Pipe. I see his work rate and his height, and as I indicated, if this is the player who's going to live up to what I'm saying, is to be one of the key players for our team moving forward, as well as Billy Cohn. Also very impressive during the training session. But a youngster who impressed us during the Four Nation tournament in England, Callum Yenchi, also at training sessions, is just superb. Now, if you check someone like Kamal Dean Suleiman, you have no idea the form he's displaying at the moment, as well as Fatau Ishaku. Brilliant. So every player is giving off his best. Okay. And I think if Otto has a problem, it would be how to settle on the first 11. And I'm praying that he gets it right. I'm praying.
Okay. Super. Ebedawase. Yenya say nyum radio say o pe bibi na. They say there's when you bibi adi, when you bibi adi.
We're fine. Thank God. and Juma, keep it up.
Right. Okay, Johannesburg. Okay, Johannesburg and Corona. The longest story. The boss player. That's
I appreciate it.
That's it.
God willing, tomorrow continue the
Yes,
conversation.
Yami Admochna, Yabet was na Yaje, the probables.
All right.
That's it. Okay.
Greetings to everybody. Good evening.
Jeff, super no. Yes. Still, Madam for Sanaya, right? A dim command with Dia for Sanaya.
Okay. Then it means that what impressive the writer.
Heavy Sanaya and Rain our money, and then so Abo Lester, Kobo Calibirinchi, and was your ball fifer, and they say was say or Sibu, a workaholic,
okay,
and or you're simply incredible. Because Sibu to crow from Vonity, Sibu command them at all. Right, Abu and a Derry Coons, when one man fans, but Sanaya, the need to go for Chiricassi. Kwabena can once and be at Muzo on share down for
all kinds of other who say players be on so our training say no o who but good tournament na mu a one person one go home ye I say kono no
me feel say Adeba ko a and a football bi o ha ye wa say the map players no team no ma first one say koma Sibu don o say midfielder ye nyesisia we team ni ma Kwesi Sibo entimi mess had no in the shape of Anthony Annan. How I know see a ball the box to box midfield no Anthony Koye no ye nse ya midfielder obetime ye adwuma ye pa a free Thomas Tepate enti se Sibo am pede de modum ye pa an hwe ya na World Cup no Irenti any party equate ball ahead of Sibo. One issue me the one when I say yes, or to tackle a jebo ni but how to distribute no now and so koyasem. The distribution something else. Now in the morning football, in the morning game no, as a midfielder, as a DM, or Jumano, road do much how is Sibo DM to say.
Oma defining role no
fantastic. Enti o jebo no asay bo ni ye. Una who determine how the games will go. Say uncle left, say uncle right, say uncle middle. Una who yes edge no. Enti no rules ne kuta no as a DM no. Doors be bring park no so. Enti just only on tackle na jebo we are na pass no 50-50. Call wayward. No. Enti Sibo should be very very tactical and hard working. And yes sir, because how be who you no. Me yi patefru me he's the best midfielder here we team him. Irenti.
Yeah, bon pa is a coaches no and fan kobo too.
Yes. So we said Northlander. Now we did about Northland team now. Upe we first 3 players are the most important to a Northland team now. Irenti is part of them. Yeah. So I know one obey 2 and obey 3. He's the one of the most important players team here. And Boge pa. So we share highlights in the games you love him. Nti ana me say yeah bono right back. Yeah introduce man me born midfield no. Na oba you be the best out of him. Na opanyi pate on for the nim die on se pate no before so on man the ball no scan it where ball no dey ko. Nti you ntimi ye adwuma we are no the match cinema pate. Either he is shooting or accurate pass. Na dey go abana the chance
like would you advise say me mapate more defensive roles.
There be.
Yeah, Kwesi Sibo ne other guys in Yanachi.
Yes.
Omunya mu former party. Oh, on pass it to
Yes, on pass it to Obia. No, near FIFA, your team on pass it to Obia.
For we are sekura on pass it to bebre.
Yeah. So, enti name Fino now on team nyed money e mai. Say obi the best out of Pata. Also no be a bit defend here man. No one nya opportunity here adwuma kama. But Otuado ba no. What say Otuado a? Ghana a lot of goals no eba in set pieces. Unless on here Oto the second come how are you see goals? If even qualify say bonus no more goals no majority of them are set pieces. Either corner you peda near you peda tum and a free kick. Enti edem wan say utie writer or say womo set piece wajuma na Jordan or more set pieces, you know.
Yeah.
And in modern football, kodo set pieces, you know. Abeka football one. So penetrate now and penetrate. That is how which my record and go.
Could be Arsenal for.
Yes.
A boy mutu.
Set pieces, you know. Is it throwing Abeka on?
Hey, Jamai.
How when you put me through ball and look at the player? I'm not babox no ya prepare no.
Akwabena no the tower a true ball. Me okoye me obi ani na de. Adai.
Oh, EPL omo the town no.
Omo the tower no go to
papa. So we Gabia wo Brentford. Kayode. Yeah.
Onimu to
pa. So, but
okay, nani yetio.
Yes, Kodu. The right hands come out near the enyumre no. I think say on a whole to name how our training no AC airco. And know how my report no. And now you're happy about the way they report in the by. So far injury be my angel. Except for more want me mana you mu free no. Omo buy ni so far okay. Training their course of video na positive, and I believe say a good news at my Onyinano has been the players or more attitude or blaster on bedu camp wa or more show our national team no. Most of Ghanaians are convincing about their performance, and again the coach in question so the performance and Ghana for any incident so ye and Kebusa Ghana for better 10 say yempe a new manager or we should maintain this manager maybe in Kabe 8 or 9 because say yempe a new manager ebi abeke to abi and abeka say for coaching nko because time you know wrong but all said and done Marku on one obi ase emfa nko walk up no so the say you threw a support behind the team and the coach but the last time a ball for any match now make it case say against Korea and Japan you lose 2 games nina. So now me check the last time no. In 2 games a boy answer go. Japan share 2-0. And Korea share 1. In fact, Japan they total dominance against Ghana. Ya mo game ni bi kura. Omo penny esa 90 minutes nina. But inside game they go 2 shot on target against Japan. Against Korea na ye boy Ghana for any change 1 on target. So as an boy dey say Japan omo the boy but any control say where Japan born na Korea born na ball most of the games possession one lead South Korea for no but one chance omunya no mpane say by no mpona ye ball no ye ball 1 on target it means ye goal scorer no so na no maku ye shall need any not just for care about set pieces of course a part of the game sometimes and we be what the fun and far Arsenal so many years boy for me bopa but ada woni me the biano master no Man City Pep Guardiola then so we fun other means ni be no more take advantage of many games no corners throws dead ball situations and no take advantage me na me hwe anim ni say ye be see hu team a ye dey be against Austria and Germany ni the bigger picture say indeed, omo boss our game you know based on performance on me show was our 2 games bit man kata any yirenchi right back was cemented right back war yirenchi midfield was cemented midfield and any other measure anymore because the person who plays no performance and they say improve compared to the last game boy against Korea and Japan so Marku news in the ebeba etina me sure right can make more trying to pardon you maybe hopefully on Friday no pa because Friday and you 5 and I gonna book game no Ghana and I hope you say players near no omume who say indeed they merit the call up and you can say yes you from a bar now create same names in anymore na and the book games no Austria I hope you say and share your drink kese compared to Germany but send kind no Korea your drink kese to say Japan but we not say so you are the best of the players and me adama or China say be on Friday Marku.
Okay, Nani, and what Nenkano into Mr. Kwabena Yeboah, swag president, and it Don Summer. Edin Komo, na what train Sembri, our campo, Nanaboa China, Obasa Swaba, and Nachano, Obetia my a fair idea of said a team Nibe against Austria. Into Yaba China to the Coswanity Angel 96.1. Yes, Method Man. Opening. Angel.
Oh, of course, is here. I can say. Me was my best 70-80% of the World Cup.
Sana hunu.
Na. Your fifth World Cup I yakui. Tima, na say list we partner or from pa.
World Cup ya nyina.
Me opinion na me share majo. Me mo bia yemu nsese no. No kura na me ka. Ye ko ye num. List wa me mahu die mu be 70 beko. Ba e wo from papa.
Emu mmere.
Emu mmere. This is one person be kan kure. Emu mmere ba. Na amanfo do me ni ato semenyo so na semenyo.
Angel.
Any city national team this motion or just won't be more. Enti
yempe obia yedi na beto no so because sa national team a blaster ya kan wasmi zi no ye so se magodu sa misi enuma ye ko World Cup enuma ye ko yi o pelle sa menhu a wo form be 70% mo Austria ba ko yi a wo form pa esawi na semenyo ne kudus na bodo na to mo so no kudus kwa dem ne to because when you fit have no over next month no beba to na me fan kan but semenyo no oba won mo
is a pressure aba no so ana
aba no so
because obia
o se 17 ko se no na Jeff kan obia be bondi ben of city obobo oni bo pa but oba national team no ntimi mo kudus obo team kan have no finj have no obo next month bo
so it means team bia semenyo be ko bia obo from Bristol City
to Bournemouth Man City o prove obo o se go see assist blaster on and dem mo mi anyo no se so na star man o pe
the coach
Mago Patoni mi ajo say see ke so na star man
of course to mfre pep mi say say Jack
Kwabena afos ma kon timo ball ko yedi dan so na se tu so bo ntimi mo
so yes anya boni ana
enya bon da bi se obi asua refill bi o ayo da pebo na nim se no we have na usua de no ono mo we be master of the game two busan master akon form o no obo boy Kwabena mo fa so what is it because see de ni ko to no so kodo and na anko fa ye ni begu ase ko mo mfi susua kudus wa fi no ba me boni na me ka so afi no oba ba ese me nyonko a fana bo boni din
Kamal Din
mu na nimbo ne bo ba se eye ishaku se me gini di
o step up
o mu nyina so pra oni na eba mo mu nyimu din ba sisi no aye semenyo na semenyo hu so wa na ye ko bondi o ko England bo 25 masa declare rice more from saka mo pay for the amuso asan masa save so oye no etino ye tutu no mai kakra
okay
esa mi go say ma me nka se mako bi say see ase stadoma ma say stadoma is by here asada dada ye tena ha be na otumi no kwan kotokone aso so anyama ye tutu no mai o ye ko local ye tutu no mai
atoma na san
be see ye bobo ni Friday asa nyebinto ba e die ye kan bo so miensa kra park kra ndimi nyama asan sebe
okay Jeff